Hello and welcome to the Earliest Staff Meeting podcast with Sarah, Kealey and Steph, the place where you can listen, learn and laugh with us all about things early years.
This is our first episode, and so today we're chatting about who we are and what you expect from our forthcoming podcast.
We are thrilled to have you with us today. Welcome.
Okay.
Hello
everyone.
How is everyone?
I'm good. Still getting used to all of this. We're still, still amateurs.
Yeah,
very much. We're very much novices in the podcasting world.
We are. And it's lovely to have you, Kealey, with us because we've done a couple of briefings and you haven't been able to be with us, but it's lovely to have you with us.
No, I'm back. We're chicken pox free, so we're good to
go. What, you personally?
No, luckily. No. Both my poor babies have had it, bless them.
Oh, that's really hard.
We're all good now.
Well, we're full force today, so
we are.
It's great to have you, Kealey.
It is. So today we're going to be talking about how we got to be early years practitioners and how and why we wanted to work with young children. So we're just going to talk about our journey and a little bit about us so that our listeners can get to know us a bit better. So who wants to start? Who wants to delve in?
Shall I go first?
Go on then, Steph.
I'll go first. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Steph, or Stephanie, if you want to be a bit more formal. I've been teaching for I think about 16 or 17 years, so a long time. But I've worked in early years for even longer than that. So, before I was a teacher, I started out as like a teaching assistant in early years, working in sort of nursery. And through my career, I've sort of delved into a mixture of reception, year one, a bit of year two, but really where my heart belongs is with the young children in the early years, because it's just where I feel I can fully get on board and know in my heart of hearts that this is the right way that we should be teaching children. And, you know, this is what I believe children should be learning through play. I believe that you can get everything that, you know, they can get everything that they need to get from an education through taking a play-based approach. And I think, especially in the last sort of 10 years, things in education have gone so formal. So, you know, I'm really happy to be working in early years again, because I just feel that, you know, I can embrace the early years way.
Oh, did you always want to work with children, Steph, or did you just sort of
no,
fall into
absolutely
the job?
Not. Yeah, it is kind of one of those things, isn't it? They say that those that is it like there's a horrible expression like those that can't teach or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's basically me because
that's what my granddad said to me.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm just getting School of Rock in my head where the PE teachers are sitting around the table and Jack Black says that quote and I can't remember for the life of me. It's those who can't teach do, those who something can
those
teach
that can.
Jim.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. So, it was kind of like I fell into teaching really because I think I'm just good with children, being the eldest of 5 siblings. I just was like a little mini mum at home looking after my brothers and sisters in the holidays and stuff. And it just, I think I just have this natural rapport and ability to get on with young people. And I feel like that's where it came from. So when I started working in schools, I was like, oh, actually, this is really fun. This is great. Like children are just a joy to be around. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Oh, how about you, Kealey? How did you get into working with young children? Is that something you always wanted to do?
Well, like Steph's like lovely story about her being with all her siblings and being like mother hen and, you know, getting into it that way and really enjoying teaching her siblings. Mine was complete opposite. I had an awful year 3 teacher. She was really horrid and really mean. And I said to my mum when I was at that age, I'm going to be a teacher, mum, to make sure that there is no other teachers like her ever again. Because she was horrible. And mum said, I've never forgot that you wanted to be a teacher, not because of the positive, but because of something negative. But I suppose she's always stayed with me, so bless her. But yeah, but I've been working with children since I was 16. In nurseries, been head of a room and 1-to-1 for a child in nursery, getting them ready for school. Then I went off and did my degree, which I really enjoyed. Not so much. So then I came, being slightly sarcastic, and then went back into the nursery because I loved it so much, and they wanted me back, and I loved it, and then ended up coming to where I am now and doing my NQT there, and kind of never left. Yeah,
Wouldn't let you leave.
No. So currently not in early years as such, only just kind of left, just come out the teaching for a little bit really. Still very much involved with a lot of early years children that I come across daily, and helping a lot of children up the school that are working within the early years kind of level, which is fun and rewarding.
But you're bringing the early years to those children, really,
absolutely. And it's working a treat.
Mm-hmm. So I think for our listeners, I think they should know that we all work together at the same school.
Yeah.
And we have done for a while. For some of us, so you and I, Kealey, we've worked together for a really long time. And
I think getting on for 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like a life sentence.
I didn't want to say that.
Life sentence.
But yeah, so we do all work together at the same school. So just to give a bit of context there for our listeners.
And I'm a relative newbie to the early years gang.
The gang.
You are. But yeah, it feels like you've been with us forever, though, Steph. I don't mean that negatively, but you've just sort of slotted in to the team.
I love it.
Good.
And what about you, Sarah? Tell us about.
I wanted to be a vet. I'm not going to lie.
So did I.
I wanted to be a vet, and then my mum took me to parents' evening, and my agriculture teacher, because we had a farm at our school, that said that there was no hope that I would ever be a vet because I wasn't academic enough, and I cried all the way home.
How terrible.
Isn't that awful? You can get away with that now.
Shatter your dreams.
Yeah, she did. And then a couple of weeks later, we had like a careers day, and I took a questionnaire, and at the end it said, "You could be a teacher," and that was it. So that's what I did.
I sometimes take those questionnaires like now, hoping that it will kind of come up with something different, and it always comes back to teacher.
And so basically I started doing A-levels, but I just found it really difficult. It was just too boring. And so I went to college and did a nursery nurse course. And that's how I came across working with really young children. And I absolutely loved it. And I've never looked back. I just think it's the most freeing fun that I've ever had. And I just love just very young children, and I just love how they behave. I love how they think, how they talk. I love being part of their play. It's just pure fun. So I just never can ever see myself working with older children. I just don't feel that the curriculum allows that freedom like it does in early years. So yeah, that's me, vet to teacher.
Working in one kind of zoo to another.
Exactly. It's definitely like that. Okay.
So maybe Sarah, you could start by just telling us a little about, because this podcast is was your idea. So
I
do
know,
you
I'm a
want to
bit
start
mad.
by saying why are we adding to our already busy lives and schedules by doing this podcast? And what's our motivation?
So I think I just decided one day that there was, I don't know, in schools, and I'm being general here, but I think early years are kind of the outsiders, the outcasts of school, because we don't conform to national curriculum and all of the sort of the routines and the rituals and things that go with national curriculum.
We try not to.
Well, no, we do, exactly. We're not easily coerced into being moulded into what they do. And I think people find us a bit, I'd like to say, kooky. You can always tell an early years teacher by how they dress, how many bags of Poundland goodies they're bringing in the morning.
It's always the ones with the massive, great big shopping bags, isn't it? Just full of stuff.
Or when they leave and they've got macaroni or pasta necklaces around them, you don't take it off until you realise someone's looking at you odd when you're on a school run, or you get home and your child goes, "Where's that come from?" "Oh, I was wearing that."
I just wanted us to feel included and represented by just by a podcast. It's something I started listening to in lockdown. I just love listening to them, and I feel as though that in general, in social media, in media in general, that they mainly focus on primary and secondary teachers, and early years is the kind of forgotten area, really. So yeah, I just wanted to create something that was relatable to early years teachers, as you know, I have been one for 13 years now. So as a teacher for 13 years, but I've worked in nurseries for an extra 5, so a long time. So yeah, that was my motivation, really. I just wanted us to be represented. That was all, and to have some, you know, a place where people go and, you know, express their ideas, their stories, their feelings. A place where, you know, they could access CPD, because that's something that's really hard for us to access unless, you know, the setting or the person's got lots of money, because early years courses are really expensive, and they're not always locally though, or easily accessible. So yeah, that's another reason why I really wanted to start this podcast, really.
And that's the good thing about podcasts, is that you know, we can just listen to them on the go. So, you know, we have very busy lives. It's all about work-life balance, or trying to find that work-life balance. So it's good, isn't it, that we can, you know, put on a podcast. You can be washing up or something, but at the same time, you're listening to something. It's giving you a little bit of inspiration or motivation for the next day at work.
Yeah, and, you know, just a talking point, really. It's, you know, to go back to your colleagues at work and say, "Oh, I guess what, I listened to this. This was really helpful. Should we try this?" Because that's something that we do at work, isn't it, ladies? We always are trawling Pinterest, or I know, Facebook, Instagram, and we're always looking for, you know, something to help with whatever area we're working on at the moment. So yeah, it's just something I wanted that for early years practitioners to have at their fingertips whenever they needed us, should I say. So what can listeners expect from our podcast? They can hopefully expect some real life, experiences and stories. And we would really, really like if you, the listener, would be able to express your stories or your ideas or your hints, your hacks. So it'd be fantastic if you could access our social media pages and contact us that way, or our website, www.theearlierstaffmeeting.com.
Well done.
Little plug there.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
See, we're getting better at this.
I am getting better at this. One of those things, isn't it? It's like an interview. You're not very good at I'm not very good at.
I'm terrible at interviews. Terrible.
Just promoting yourself. So yeah, I am getting better. So yeah, shameless plug. So yeah, I just want listeners to hopefully get some CPD as well. That would be really
so
good.
we're gonna sort of do like a roundup of the best practice, aren't we, for our area of the week, for our theme of our staff meeting of the week. But also we want to make it relatable, so we'll hopefully relate it to our real life experiences. And we don't claim to know everything. We
no, not at all. It's a collaborative process, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's kind of, we want to create this safe space to ask questions. We'll hopefully learn along the way as well. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I think we might signpost you to other people who've got like a theory or best practice or better ways of doing things. So yeah, that's our aim. And hopefully just to show people who perhaps aren't in early years, perhaps they're in primary, or perhaps they're in year 1, or perhaps they're in year 6, or even secondary. If they happen to listen, they might get to hear the real side of early years and actually think, oh, okay, actually I might actually like to try that sounds really magical, because it is a really magical place. So yeah, that's what I would like people to know, that yes, it is full of bodily fluids.
And more.
I feel like I've definitely seen every bodily fluid this week, or not every this week, not in early years, but majority.
Definitely. It's been a very sicky week this week.
Yeah. A lot of bugs going around.
Norovirus is sweeping the nation and sweeping our school, definitely. So yeah. But yeah, early years is more than just bodily fluids, but it is part of it. So yeah, it comes with a health warning.
Tagline that.
Definitely. Oh dear.
So I bet all of the people listening are desperate to know where they can get their hands on this podcast and where they'll be able to hear it.
Hopefully.
So you should be able to get this podcast on all good podcast providers.
Definitely. Yeah. We are on Spotify. We are on Amazon Music. We are on Apple Music. Is that the one? Apple Music. And a range of others. So on our website, you can click the link. And on any of our social media pages, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. We have actually just set up a Facebook group called the Early Years Staff Meeting, and this is a place for our listeners to go. It's a safe space. It's a private group where you can interact with each other, but also we can interact with you as well. So check it out.
And our podcast is hopefully coming to you at regular intervals, perhaps fortnightly. We haven't quite ironed out all the specifics yet, as we are still very new.
Yeah, it's just working around workload, isn't it? As any practitioner, whether you're working in a nursery, whether you're a teacher, a TA, any role, you'll know that workload is a very hot topic in education right now. So, yeah, it's all working around that, isn't it, ladies?
Yeah, and we're all mums, so it's our other full-time job as well, that trying to fit in around family life and social life and everything else.
So yeah, but just watch this space. So we will let you know on all of the social media pages, when our next episode is coming out. So yeah, watch this space. What do they say? Subscribe, follow, and share. Is that
subscribe? Like,
that's it.
Gosh, we are so old.
We're
because
so
if we
old.
Old. We're just green to this thing.
I think what it is because we have to be wary on social media, don't we? And I think we're not very, as educators, we're not, very social media savvy. So again, it's something we're working on.
I've still got to sign up to Instagram. I've got no idea.
Come on, Kealey, we need the followers.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not even one of them yet.
Well, there you go.
Work it out.
Practice what you preach, Kealey. Come on.
Yeah, I know. All right, that's my
That's my
my target.
The next step.
Yeah, the next step. Make sure you're on
performance
Instagram.
Management.
Do you know what? It gives me like the worries every time I go on anything like that. Am I signing up to the right thing? Is it going to go right? Well, it'll be fine. I will try.
It's a minefield out there. But yeah,
and just to let our listeners know, if they do post any stories or any, of their thoughts or feelings, that it will be anonymous, because just for confidentiality reasons, we wouldn't want to get anyone in trouble. So yeah, just to put your minds at ease, it will be confidential, anonymous.
Mm-hmm. As are we, remaining.
As are we. Yes, we are. That's why
anonymous.
That's
why we're not using our real names.
No, Sarah isn't my real name.
Okay.
Well,
wow.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. We hope to get a lot better, but if you stay to the end, fantastic. Let us know what you thought on our social media pages, and check out our podcast, the rest of our podcast that will be coming soon.
Have a great week.
Yeah, have a lovely week.
It's almost the end of the week. So good weekend as well.
Yeah, great weekend. Okay, take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.